So, Anthony, we've both at this point seen The Crown season 5.
Yes.
What'd you think?
I thought it was great. Now, we've talked in the past about how the transition has been difficult sometimes.
Yeah, because we got a whole
it's
new
only happened once, I guess, but yeah.
Well, we got a whole new cast, basically.
Yep. Yeah, and I jumped in pretty fast. I didn't have much trouble buying into the characters, and I thought many of them, I don't know how quickly you want to jump into that. I thought many of them did a phenomenal job. My boy, Jimmy McNulty, killed it. I was very happy about that.
So I think that's the big one. The big one is the transition in Prince Charles actors to me.
Yeah.
And I thought Dominic West was a significant upgrade for that.
Yeah. Well, I thought the young guy did well, but
okay. So maybe I just thought that the Charles the boy was a little annoying.
Mm-hmm. But doesn't seem like Charles is annoying.
Yeah, he's probably a little annoying.
That just means they're playing him correctly.
Maybe. You mean as a person, like in real life, Charles is probably. Yeah, I'm sure he's probably annoying. I think there was
King Charles.
It's not my king. I think the 90s. I think Charles' story in the 90s was quite a bit more interesting. Him as like an adult was quite a bit more interesting than the boy Charles.
Yes,
in some ways, right? I mean,
yeah. Wide-eyed and whatever. Yeah.
At this point, we are getting like a full-on sensationalized picture of the royal family.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the historical, the stuff that we were enjoying, a lot of that's gone. At this point,
yeah,
like the royals in the 90s were a series of scandals, as I've learned now, a series. One thing I read was like her children are a mess. Just a mess. I'm sure that's not super nice.
Who's her children?
Elizabeth's children.
Okay.
Are a mess.
Yeah. Okay.
One of them was Epstein's friend.
You're right.
Okay. So anyway, not to get too in the muck on that, but at this point, I think the royal family is losing popularity, losing steam.
In real life?
In the 90s.
Oh yes, yeah, you're right. Well, no, but what the funny thing is, they're people are maybe more obsessed with them than ever before, as far as I know. Like, maybe it's because I was actually alive at that point. So,
but isn't it like people? I mean, I feel like Diana was outshining the royals in the 90s.
Sure, but like people were obsessed with Diana.
Yeah, but they were obsessed with Diana post Charles. Right.
Well, they were obsessed with her before, but yeah, she came out of it the more popular one. Yeah.
Yes, she did. I think all I'm trying to say is I think their story isn't as grounded in like statesmanship and they just weren't doing great things in the 90s.
Well, I'm curious, is that because that's where the show is focusing now, or is that just they changed their focus? I don't know. I mean, because like I felt a little bit like the show went heavy drama, and I don't like that. I don't like that part of it. So
when you say drama, you meant like you don't
the sensationalized aspects of the royal family. Yeah. They're focusing more. Like for example, this I think. Yeah, I don't know I don't even know what word that was.
You stuck a fart in there.
Yeah. As far as I know, this show is supposed to be about the Queen, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this season was about Charles and Diana.
Yes, it was.
So, like, where did we make that turn, and why do I mean, I understand why I care, but why do I care?
I think they're making the point that the royal family has just been marginalized further and further from things of importance. You go from like King George in World War II.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more important.
Yeah.
To someone who's just more of an ornament you know, and I think that was probably difficult for Queen Elizabeth. But, you know, what we're seeing now is a desire for the British people to kind of shed the old ways. You know, they're not as, you know, I think there was something almost rock star-ish about Diana.
Yeah.
And I just think the royal family, kind of the fascination's gone, the mystery's gone, the intrigue's gone, and you're left with scandal.
Yeah.
You know? But that being said,
yeah,
because we have previously stated that we like the historical things much more than the scandal, the sensationalized story. This was still an upgrade on last season, I felt like. It's
certainly dealing with a lot of really interesting elements, which one of the ones I found it so interesting as I was watching. The Queen is like dealing with like now being old. And I kept thinking like, she lived another like 30 years. Like,
oh yeah,
she's like dealing with basically like, well, this is the end. It's like, you live forever after that. That was crazy. But also just kind of like, there's obviously the interplay between like, oh, Charles wants to be a new kind of monarch and the battle between how he thinks he should do it. I do want to stop and say Dominic West is great. The woman that plays Elizabeth Diana, in my opinion, Elizabeth Debicki, and I think she's incredible. I think she's like, and if you watch Diana, like,
I'm sure there are videos all over the place, side by side, like in some of the outfits. Yeah, it's pretty daggone. Like if the previous girl, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the names of the cast members from the last go round. Yeah. But the previous girl, if she was like a 7 out of 10, I mean, the new actor is like a 9.5 out of 10 as far as accuracy. She looks a ton like Diana, talks like Diana, acts, well, from what we know, acts like Diana. She was great. She absolutely nailed it.
Yeah. I'm curious, how much this is a general debate that I have with Leah a lot, actually. And it's basically that there's a weird thing going on between like what this show tries to do and also what's going on with Prince Harry right now, in that like, it's basically like a public, like, oh, you should feel bad for us because of how hard this life is. And I don't really buy that fully. I understand,
I think.
So how does that make you feel?
This is the first time I'm thinking about that. You're saying, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're saying the writers are making the life seem extra hard, for lack of a better term, to create sympathy for Harry.
No, not for.
I'm glad. Okay.
That last sentence is the only thing that I'm not saying. I'm not saying they're doing it for Harry. I'm just saying it's happening at the same time. Harry, I don't know how much you know, but Harry and Meghan have a Netflix show, which Leah watched and I haven't. I can't say anything about it, but she liked it. But then he also has a book coming out. I got very annoyed the other day because they made money presumably off a Netflix show where it was like a tell-all Netflix show about their lives. And then I was running at the gym and I literally have no idea what's going on. So I might be way off base, but the headline was Bombshell Harry. And it's a new bombshell from his book. It's like, I thought you already did the bombshell thing where you made the money off the Netflix special. Now you got another bombshell for the book. You're going to make the money off the book. Like,
I think they just need money.
Weird how you don't want any attention. You want everybody to leave you alone. Stop drawing attention to yourself then. Like, you were fine. Just be out there in LA. Stop drawing attention to yourself.
Harry's a child. Now, the only thing I don't know about is how much of this was this took a left turn. How much of this was was this part of the deal? Get married, deal? We have a royal wedding, you get a title, but then we'll move back to LA. Do you think that was part of the deal?
I don't know.
Because I'm curious if it was just she gets over there. She's trying, she's giving it the college effort, and it just sucks. So then they like, I want to know, because it really just seems like they planned that. Yeah, I'll stick around long enough for everyone to not think we're running out there as soon as we can, but as soon as we can leave, we're leaving. Like that's what it feels like.
If they were going to leave, it wouldn't really matter when they left, because everybody's going to be mad no matter what.
Oh my gosh. I think it's kind of disgraceful. I think it is.
I should put in Leah's side of the argument, which I think is a fair point, which is he's obviously over traumatized by how Diana was treated. Like he alleged, like I said, I haven't seen any of this, but apparently he says many times, like, I have to imagine this is how my mom was feeling right before she was killed for this. So
someone said that to him. Hey, just think about how your mom was. Think about how your mom was treated.
Well, that's so funny. You're more jaded than I even was. I didn't think that's where we were going, because you
that sounds like a canned phrase. Not towards Harry. I don't know. I think they have disgraced themselves. If they wanted to leave, that's. I don't know. I don't know all the rules. Like, part of me says you knew what you were getting yourself into. The other part of me says, if they don't want anything to do with his life, stop drawing an income. Sure. Like relieve the burden from the British people and go away and find, like, I'm sure you have plenty of money. Raise your family in peace.
Yeah.
But now you've steeped yourselves in, I keep using the word scandal. I'm trying to really rack my brain here and find a new word to use, but I feel like you just keep like airing out your laundry, you know, and I don't know. I guess maybe it's a question of like, well, see, now we're not even talking about the show. We're just talking about the royal family. This is where the conversation took us.
Sure. Okay. So I think the question is, what is their goal? But that's very much what
is their goal?
That's what this season explores with, like, Diana.
Isn't his book called Overlooked? I think I saw it in a Books & Co. Huh. I think I saw, and just the title, I'm like, I
thought it was called Harry.
You child. Maybe there's another book. I think there's one called like The Overlooked. I don't know. Whatever, the title made me think.
I thought I'd be able to find this way faster than
I searched Harry Windsor book.
Spare? It's called Spare. That's worse than either of the titles we thought it was.
Spare?
Spare?
Like he's the spare?
What does that mean?
Due in January. Has a new memoir.
Yeah.
Ah, that man. Can't get a break. Can't catch a break.
Except the millions of dollars.
That's my thing. You've done nothing to make me think that I don't know. At some point, something didn't work out the way he liked, and maybe he actually liked the attention. Oh, we're the same age. Interesting. Huh?
I was going to make a joke that I didn't care to make anymore.
Sounds about right. Anyway, season 5 of The Crown.
Yeah. Was very entertaining.
Yeah,
I don't care about their yacht, which is how they ended it, which was stupid, but that's fine. I just didn't like that ending. I suppose I get it's all a part of the monarchy sort of crumbling, but
just
I thought that was weird.
For our due diligence here, Johnny Lee Miller as the new prime minister was really good.
Yep.
One of my favorite prime minister actors that played prime ministers. It was good to see Winston again. It was good to see Claire Foy again. I thought I liked seeing both of them.
Yep.
Again on screen. And Jonathan Pryce, who played Prince Philip. I've liked everyone who's played Prince Philip.
Even though they all have dislikable qualities, but that's probably more like the dislikable quality of Philip than it is the dislikable quality of the actor.
And this is a weird thing where we're I think on this episode we said, are they characters? We're not calling them characters. Anyway, I've liked all the actors that have played Philip, and I thought he was no exception to that. I thought he was very good also.
Yeah. How about the Queen? Are we happy with the Queen?
So I know a lot of people like Olivia Colman. I didn't care for her. Claire Foy is still my favorite Queen.
Yeah, me too.
I also really like that version of the Queen, the young, kind of optimistic. Imelda Staunton. She's a Harry Potter. She's a Downton Abbey. I hated her character in Harry Potter, but I thought she did a great job here. So
she does well. I think the only problem with Olivia Colman was just she was a little bit too big to do that job.
Maybe. Maybe. And that was, I wasn't super familiar with Olivia Colman. But anyway, the cast was great. I think it was just a little thin on the good stuff and a little heavy on the scandal. But
and they're clearly marching toward saying that Charles had Diana killed, I think.
Yeah, I want to be
a bold claim.
I want to be on record. I called that.
You did call it. I remember
in our episode.
Yeah.
So if they end up really pointing the finger at Charles, which would be interesting, right? To basically accuse a sitting
the
king.
Yeah.
Sure. I think that would be ballsy.
I don't think they'll go so far as to. I don't think they'll fully point the finger at him, but I think they'll imply.
Not unless they want the SAS on their doorstep.
Well, but it's not British filmmakers or TV makers, right? So
are they American?
I don't know.
I mean, it could be British filmmakers making it for Netflix. Sorry, I shouldn't have made that claim. It could. It might not be.
I just saw a picture of Peter Morgan. I was like, that guy's British, but I don't know. I have no idea. He just looks British.
Pierce Morgan?
No. He was born in London.
Okay. All right. Well, this has dragged on long enough.
Yes.
just like the royal family.
And here we go. We talked for half the time about the show we were going to talk about.
There you go.
Goodbye.